And it's 24th. September is flying right by. We're almost over. 6 more days. I'm bringing my laptop up. And I'm going to look something up real quick. So the title for today's live stream, questions. There's a dot. And I can't figure out where it's coming from. I think it's coming from behind somewhere. All right. So yeah, it's titled questions. If anyone has them. About anything. Goga, how are you, my friend? I was watching you slice up a pineapple, and then it went right into your friend. You know, I love when things like that happen. Because I was really enjoying that. I shared her out and subscribed, liked, and I'm going to be a frequent visitor. All right. Yoga says, laughing the internet threw me off. Glad I selected the raid. She's a gentle spirit, that one. And how is the day coming along? It's coming along pretty good. Um, my usual. I'll be honest with you. I absolutely love my days. Every day, and someone who doesn't know me would look at my days and think, wow, how boring. Doing the same thing every day. He's up before 2:30 every day. He does breath work. He meditates, um, does his yoga, drinks his coffee, writes, gets out in nature. Well, does a live stream, gets out in nature. It's the same thing every day. I even uh, eat the same food at the same, almost the same time every single day. Um, but nothing ever feels the same. Everything feels unique, spontaneous, and absolutely beautiful. Um, I tell you, I've lucked out in life. Don't know how or why I deserve um, the deep sense of joy. Now, I purposely said joy instead of happiness because happiness seems to me to be a fluctuating thing. You have your ups and you're happy, you have your downs and you're not happy. But that underlying joy never comes, never goes. Feels like reality. It feels like the very fabric and bedrock of life itself. Joy is the allowance for the things that I enjoy, and yet at the same time, it stays there and comforts me. A very soft, embracing joy when I am down, when I am going through, I've talked a bit about having depression for much of my life and how that the depression itself has eased. Here's the difference: depression has remained, but there is no longer a sufferer of depression. Does that make sense? So Goga says that's beautiful. That'll teach anyone to ask me a simple question like, how is the day going? And before you know it, you get a 5 minute long answer, a 5 minute long metaphysical, philosophical answer that no one asked for. Let's see, Goga says 100%. You know what? I knew, of all people. Here's the sense that I get from Goga. He's a very happy, joyful person. But that happiness and joyfulness is also the capacity to hold his own sorrow and the sorrow of other people. It gives him a deep empathy that allows him to be so caring. If you are, if it was an empty joyfulness, if it was an empty happiness, then it wouldn't be empathetic because you wouldn't be able to reach out to people who were suffering. However, when it's that true depth, the capacity of joyfulness, now you have empathy. Now you can relate to how other people are feeling, how other people are suffering, and you can reach out and you can hold them in a very meaningful, healing way. Goga says, yes, I'm definitely an empath. Always feels things too deeply. It's also your superpower. It is also your superpower, my friend. Look what you've, look at the people that you've reached out to and helped them grow their channel. Hey, look at our friend Joe, who is now a 1K YouTube channel. Absolutely amazing. Goga says, used to think it was a flaw, but inner work revealed it's a superpower. Absolutely. Goga says, great minds. Yeah, synchronicities. Hey, Anna Greek, how are you? Mir's here. Mir says, hello, Sir Yogi. Hello, my friend Mir. Hello, our friend Mir. William says, hello. Hey, William. Goga says, yes, Joe deserves it and more. Deserved it and more. She absolutely does. And you were so instrumental in helping her get there. Give me 1 second, guys. Sending a text to... One second. There we go. I just wanted to let Mocha know that I was live. It's been a while since Mocha, she's in school. So it's been a while since she's been able to show up. It's amazing, Goga, what seems like a flaw for so long, as you said, turns out to be our superpower. Mir says, how are you, sir? Mir, I'm doing pretty good. I just gave, it's funny, because Goga asked just about the same question, and I gave him a 5-minute long answer. I'm still talking about it. Antigreek says, you're so blessed to be raised by a mother and not a snake, like in my occasion. I'm sorry to hear that, Anti-Greek. I had an amazingly good mother, but there was a lot of friction between us. We did not see eye to eye on most anything, and we butted heads from day one. For a long period of my time, I honestly, even though I knew my mother loved me, I didn't think she liked me. Chris says, William, I feel that you are angry with me, bro. I apologize if I've made any mistakes, member William. Every time say, bless Sir Yogi. You are Mir. I don't know. William's pretty straightforward, I think. I think if he was upset or angry, I'll let him obviously speak for himself. But I think if he was, he would say something. Mir says, she love you really, my brother. You know what? My mother was a school teacher for close to 50 years. She taught first grade. She taught first grade at the school that I actually went to. She was never my teacher. Well, I should take that back. My mother became my greatest teacher ever. I was blessed with the opportunity. I was blessed with the opportunity, along with my father, to be a caregiver for my mom in her declining years with Alzheimer's. Um, I walked in a room once, and my mom, she was already 5 or 6 years into Alzheimer's. She was teaching a class of children that only she could see. That's how deep it was to be a teacher. She was letting go of everything else, yet she could still see this classroom of students. But here's what she taught me. She taught me to look deeper than the surface. When you're dealing with anyone with dementia, awareness remains. The superficial personality disappears. The memory disappears. But the awareness that holds those memories, that holds that personality, that holds her recognition of me. She didn't recognize me as Eric any longer. She recognized me as a fellow being. She could look me in the eye and she saw me. And I could look her in the eye and see her. She gave me that gift that we were able to let go of all the past frictions. We were able to truly forgive. I could be an effective and efficient caregiver. And she taught me infinite patience. Because when you're dealing with somebody with dementia, you can never say, don't you remember? I just told you that. Why don't you listen? How many times do I have to tell you this? Because none of that exists in their language any longer. There's only this moment. So through the gift of Alzheimer's, and man, that is a gift I wish upon no one and no family member. But my mother used it as a gift to teach me. And I am the person I am now because of that, as well as being a caregiver for my father. 3 great events in my life. Stepping up to be a single step parent for my stepdaughter when Milka, my wife at the time, did a tour in Iraq as she was in the Air Force. Caregiver for my mother, caregiver for my father. All right. Mir, thank you for saying that, my friend. William says, not angry with you, Mir. I would tell you if I was. I apologize that you feel I am. Yep, that's what I meant, William. You're straightforward. And if you were, you would say it politely, but you would say, Mir, I'm upset. Anna Greek says, and your father must have been a good man, not an immature one with addictions, like my occasion. I'm really sorry to hear that, Anna Greek. And yeah, my father was indeed a good man. My father was, man, I shouldn't talk about it because I will get emotional talking about my father. Anna Greek says, sometimes I wish I was an orphan. Hey, but Anna Greek, you know what? You've been a good friend of me on this channel. And I much appreciate that. I don't know you outside of the channel, although, hey, if you're on Facebook or you ever want to, connect and chat, I'd love to. I get the sense, though, that you have a really good heart, a big heart and an open heart. And who knows, had you had other parents, you wouldn't be who you are right now and who you're going to be. We're all unfinished. We are all, evolution is not a set thing. Physically, we might be as evolved as we need to be. Spiritually, we're still in the process of evolution. Anti-Greek is still evolving, and you're coming from that background. Man, in order to, the lessons we have to learn, self-reliance, self-love, who knows if we can learn that without the right people in our life that for a very long time seem like the absolute wrong people in our life. Mocha and I got divorced in I think it was 2012. And I learned how to let her go, and at the same time, love her even deeper and deeper and deeper. And every day it really does feel deeper. Um, but had we not divorced, maybe I wouldn't have learned to love so deeply. Maybe I wouldn't have learned to forgive so easily and readily. And maybe I would not have learned um, how to let that which you love so much go. Maria says, no, Brother William. I ask you, you don't give me answer, brother. William, stay blessed, my friend. Mir says, sir, your eye is saying something, sir. What do you mean, Mir? Mir says, so I feel that's maybe I'm wrong. And the Greek says, what's happened with there's so many haters? This is really suspicious. I think it's just YouTube. You know what I mean? It's luck of the draw. You have people, I don't really see them as haters, people who just having fun or joking around or looking for a reaction or whatever. Here's a great teaching and A Course in Miracles. Hey, Nightmare, how are you? Everyone is everything that feels like an attack, everything that feels like a hater, everyone who seems like a troll is quite literally asking for help. They're asking for love. So deeply they might not even know it themselves. So what do? Do I say, no, you're an attacker? No, you're a troll? No, you're this? Do I say no at all? Or do I welcome, welcome, welcome? Inclusive. Excluding no one from... That doesn't mean that you need to put up with everyone. Doesn't mean that you don't draw... I don't want to say drawing a line. Hey, Jack, how are you? For me, it means accepting no attack. If I'm open, I can't be attacked. If I respond in a defensive manner, I'm showing that I am vulnerable to attack. But by being open, by being kind, by being loving and being forgiving in every situation that I can manage, which isn't every situation, then I'm showing my invulnerability. If I don't defend, I have nothing to defend. And that's a position of power. Nightmare says, hey there, Eric, what's going on? Not a whole lot. Nice to see you, Nightmare. We got a heart emoji from Goga. Let's see. Mir says, so Yoga, you have a soft heart. I also have this thing, sir. Man, I can tell by your work and your love for your birds, Mir, and your cat as well, and how you help so many people. No one's ever been off limits for Mir helping. He'll help whoever needs it. Pokemon says, hey, Pokemon, nice to see you. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. It's good to see you. Nightmare says, what do you mean, Anna Greek? William Hart says, all I saw them saying they were scared. Mir says, when you talk about your parents, your eyes feeling like in tears. Yes, it is never far from the surface. If I talk for more than a minute or two about my parents, I will begin to not bawl, but I will cry. I will definitely cry. Nightmare says, hi everyone, good to see you. Answer Greek says, exactly, Mira, he had lovely parents. I certainly didn't make it easy for them. I was quite a bit of trouble for much of my life. I was quietly in trouble. I was never loud. I was never, you know, obtrusive, but I did get in some trouble. Anna Greek says, when parents love each other, they love their kids too. That's very wise, Anna Greek, very wise. Pokemon says, hey, William Hart. Yeah, I don't get why they time them out for so long. I just time them for 10 seconds so you can come back. Anna Greek says, tell me something, Eric, on a vegan diet with legumes and veggies. Have you noticed occasional constipation? Not even a little bit. Not at all. I eat a lot of fruit. Um, I eat a pretty fair amount of whole grains. I have oatmeal twice a day. Um, yep, not to get overly graphic with anyone, but I am, man, you could set a clock. You could set a clock. Roy says I didn't keep the fast and did, however, get a interview lined up on Thursday. What's the interview with? Who's the interview with, William? And awesome, congratulations. And what you made? You did a 24-hour fast. A 24-hour fast is pretty awesome. Anna Greek says I have a really big problem with constipation. Probiotics don't help me. Are you getting enough fiber? Pokemon says, Mira, I'm doing great. My friend, how are you? Man, it's probably been 3 weeks or so, Pokemon, since we've seen you. William says, Anna Greek, working out and walking helps with staying steady and regular, plus lots of water. Excellent advice from William. Specifically, walking, as William said, specifically yoga as well. Yoga seems to get things moving. Jack says, I'm okay, just tired. Was busy working on a new video, then got a brownout. Good thing everything was saved. But I'll just take a nap for now and restart again tomorrow. Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing your video, my friend. Runner Boy says, my punch bag came today. Just need to fill it now. What are you going to fill it with? Is it a hanging or a freestanding one? Mir says, I'm good, brother Pokemon. Thanks for asking. Hey, Eric, how are you? Hey, Eric, another beautiful YouTube short. You're on a roll, my friend. Hey, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Christmas tree farm in Christmas season. Everyone says, hello, Goga. Hey, are you guys subscribed to Goga, by the way? I hope so. I always come, especially his live streams, I always come away learning something, and I always come away feeling better than when I came in. And Greg says, when you eat little, you cannot drink a lot of water. How much do you drink a day? What about eating hydrating food? Hydrating food, like a little more fruit. Mir says, hey to Runner Boy. William says, hi to Jack. Eric says, hi to Mir. We get, here's a question. Mir drops some emojis. Is that a whale? Is it a fish? Is it I don't know what it is. I know it's happy. And it always makes you happy to see it. Goga says that point with all the E's. Mir says, how are you, brother? William says I'd be in retail, which is fine. Hey, Kayla. If you don't mind me asking, what type of retail, William? Hey, retail can be, man, it's almost, retail can be graduate school of spiritual fulfillment. You get to be of service. You get to be of service to people sometimes you'd rather not be in service to. You definitely learn forgiveness, and you learn forgiveness quick. But you can learn and grow so much being in retail. How you doing, Kayla? Kayla says big likes. Laura says, why can't you drink water, Auntie? Mira says, hey to Kayla. I have bread from wheat, yogurt, and milk from goat, and some dates. Well, the yogurt and milk will definitely help with that. Dates should give you some fiber, but at least the yogurt and milk will help with the hydration. Mira says, how are you, Kayla? And Greek says, because I eat little portions. What if you just have a big container of water with you and you sip on it through the day? Eric Point says, wait till poor man sees his connections today. I'm going to have to check that out soon. What's he up to? What was Eric Lapointe up to? He's got that grin on his face. And the Greek says, I eat very little generally. I'm probably around the 2,000 calorie, between 1,800 and 2,000, I believe. I was eating more when I was ultra running, since I don't put in, I do anywhere from 3 to 6 miles every day. Bob says, how does that inhibit your ability to go and drink more water? Just don't get it. Boy says, change the time out for 30 minutes instead so it can come back later. He's been here before. Buddha says, hey, Yogi, how are you? Just wanted to pull you up and reach before I leave for my overnight session again tomorrow. Another 4 hours, and then Friday and Saturday we'll return. And she says, yes, Christmas farm. Hey, Buddha, I will be thinking about you, my friend. I hope these sessions go smooth. And I hope that you get the results that you need and that you want. Send and love your way. Rhea says, poor man is not coming live today, brother. Eric Lapointe. Buddha says, can't wait to see it either, Eric Lapointe. Yeah, it would be so cool, wouldn't it? Christmas tree farm in Connecticut, right in the middle of the season. William says, hello, Buddha. Anthony Creek says, I don't feel thirsty. I'm not that muscular, and my metabolism is low. What if you, again, just sip water through the day? Instead of, getting a glass and just downing it, just sipping water through the day. Buddha says, hey, everyone, love and light. Love and light to you, my friend. Very low metabolism. Well, water can definitely help with that. Runaway says, well, I filled a quarter with old clothes, but want something a bit more dense to mix it in. What about some sand with the clothes? The sand will give it some heft, but the clothes will keep it soft so you don't hurt your hands. You should definitely wrap your hands, though. Pokemon says, why are they timing out Felipe for so long? For just saying I'm scared. I don't know. Sometimes we get things, misinterpreted. but Runner Boy made it to a little less. So we'll see if Felipe's been here before. So we'll see if he comes back. Ginger says, "What's up, everybody? Hey, Ginger, how are you?" Goga says hi to Buddha. Hey, Tandra. Pokemon's Running Boy, right? Well, he put it down less. I think he put it to just a few seconds. Sorry, guys, I fell behind again. Unsurprising. Buddha says hi to everyone. Eric Point says hey to Buddha. Hydration is worse for gingers. I'm telling you, fall sucks because it's not cold. The temps change so much. It's hot, cold. The temps change so much. Why do you think being a ginger affects that? Well, it says, no idea. I applied for any position. I will take anything they offer. She never specifically said which position. Just Thursday at 1400 hours, 1430. Runner Boy says, Poke, he was only timed out for 30 minutes. William says, enjoy your nap, Jack. Henry Greek says, yes, when it's cold, hydration makes you feel colder. Yeah, it does. That's true. Pokemon says, Runner Boy, why? Henry Greek says, now the autumn has started. It has, yeah. It's going to rain all week long for us. Summer is over. Runaway says, read his comments. I just saw one where he said he was scared. I didn't see anything else. Roy says all he said was, I scare, and was timed out for 24 hours. How are you doing, Tandra? Answer Greek says, I timed him out. Answer Greek says, I'm scared was just an insult for Yogi. It was a covert one. Runner Boy says, guys, let's time Yogi out. Does it work that way? If you time me out, it would give me an opportunity to catch up in the chat. Tanya says, Mira, good, thanks. How are you? Tanya says hi to Eric. Mira says, I'm a good sister. Hey, Signature, my friend, how are you? I watched your video this morning. And I've been enjoying your live streams. Thank you so much for your kind words when I pop in. Pokemon Signature, my friend, how are you? Goga says, Signature, hey. Always such a kind greeting from Goga. Signature's, hey friend Sandra, or Tandra, sorry. William says, all right, I've never heard that one before. You should, on average, male or female, consume at least 2 liters of water daily. It can be difficult. My brother doesn't really drink water. Signature says, hi, my friend Pokemon. Pokemon, how you doing? William says, hello, Yogi's brother. Is that your brother in the background? Was there someone in the background? Oh, if you heard him, yeah. He just left for work. He actually works at the local hospital. Don't know what he does. Runner Boy says, not too heavy. I have to lift up to hook it in and take it down. Use it was trying rubber chunks. Rubber chunks might work. You've probably heard my brother in the background before. Sin Meek says, what is your channel about? Yeah, largely yoga, spiritual issues across the board, the practice of forgiveness, philosophy, whatever anyone brings up. A lot about fitness. We talk a lot about nutrition and diet. Wonderboy says, Yoga, if I come to America for a holiday, can you rent a room out for me? Absolutely not. However, if you do come to America and you need a place to stay, you can stay. You got to eat. Well, I was gonna say you got to eat vegan food. My brother is not a vegan. My brother is, man. Sometimes I think he is a consumption machine. He eats indiscriminately, but none of it being really good for you. He's a good cook, actually. He went to culinary school, but mainly for management. So hey, come on over, Runner Boy. Do some burpees together. Signature says, please come. I'm having a live stream next 25 minutes UK time. Nice, Signature. If you would like, please drop a link. Let's see. Ginger says, Sin, anything? Absolutely. Anything. We've covered the gauntlet. Anthony Greek says it's about yoga and self-improvement. That sums it up nicely, too. Signature says hi to Sid Meek. And Sid says, oh, I see. Thank you for answering. You're welcome, my friend. Roy says, Poker did 10 seconds, Runner did 30 minutes. I thought it was the opposite. If he has been here before, which is looking at his channel activity, they said, I am Scary Boo. And before that, made a comment about another person that was live having a freak out. That's what I remember. There was no more comments. I remember the comment about the freak out because we were all asking if he could drop a link because we'd go and offer some comfort. Runner Boy says, well, he was timed out for 24 hours, then I lowered it. That's what I thought. Buddha's in the background. Thank you, Buddha. Tandra says, good, thanks. Another busy day at work complete. What do you do, Tandra? Ginger says, our skin don't like the sun, and it's impossible to warm up, us redheads, if we glow in the dark. I can understand that as being a fair-skinned person. I was a blonde. I was, man, that's painful to say. I was a blonde. I guess I still am a blonde. When the hair grows back, what there is left, it comes out. Well, it's actually a darker shade of blonde. Runner Boy says, well, what if I was a little left? What do you mean? Okay, here you go. William says, I heard him coughing. Yeah, he is a smoker. A long time smoker since his teenage years. Love to see him quit for lots of reasons, for his health. Also, it affects me. Unfortunately, he smokes in the house. Unfortunately, he smokes not far from where I work out. So if you hear me coughing when I'm working out, it's because one, either he just lit a cigarette. Two, he'll dump his ashtrays right when I'm working out in a trash can not far from where I'm breathing stuff in. Buddy Biggs Adventure says, hi, shared my friend, Goga. Hey, buddy. Welcome, my friend. Where it says, I'm not coming at you, I was stating facts. Where it says, I know I said that you did yogi. So anti-time him out 24 hours. One boy says, guys, little guy, don't hurt me. Little guy who just benched, what was it, 265 pounds, 264 pounds? Pokemon says, that's true, you are a little guy. Worm says, that has PRs benching more than I have ever weighed. Not little by any means, runner. That's, yeah, absolutely right, William. Phone Boys laughing says, well, Perk thinks so who's right? Let's go with just right. William says, I think that makes you normal. Well, one thing I can say about Runner Boy, he is not normal. He is in no stretch of the means normal. Which, I should state, is a good thing. I have never been normal a day in my life. I don't even think I've actually tried to be normal at any point in my life. I might have entertained the notion, and it was just too far-fetched even for me. Signature says, Eric, blessings for your knowledge. Thank you, Signature. I appreciate you saying that, my friend. I like to think of it as a collective knowledge that we all have, that we can all tap into. Pokemon says, I'm only saying that's because I'm 6'2", 260. So all of us, everyone here is a little guy compared to Pokemon. I know our friend UK Medic, when he comes in, I think he might be 6'4". I don't think it's as heavy. I think he might be 240. Or it says I'm 5'8" at 144. I'm about 5'9", and I go anywhere from the same weight as William up to 150. I've been as heavy as 220. Chad Ryan says, hello, did I get mod yet? Not quite yet, my friend. Says, nope. We had our friend Maui81 who showed up. He might have exaggerated a bit. He would show up and he'd say day 6, still not a mod. Then wouldn't see him again for a while, and he'd come back and say day 87, still not a mod. And I think he got about 116, and I was like, all right, you are now officially a mod. And now he shows up just for a second, and he'll say day 17 as a mod. It's a funny guy. Pokemon says, you're all little. We were big in love, my friend. Just when I think I'm about to catch up, everything skips down. Well, it says, I've decided, not sure why, I did not do this sooner, make peace with myself at home, staring my face this entire time. You had to be ready. You had to be ready to see that. And what if when you get to that point where you think you've made the perfect pizza, you start looking for a food cart, you apply for a license, or you start thinking of a food truck? Do you need a degree in culinary science, culinary arts to have a food truck or a food cart? Don't think you do. And you offer it, you could even offer it as an investment for other people. I would invest. Runaway says, what would be a good amount of money to have saved up before buying a house, guys? It's a good question. I don't know house pricings in Ireland. Well, that's big news. That is big news. Well, it says here in the U.S. you need at least 10%. Strong recommended at least 20%. But even that is tough for approval. Depends on where you want to live and how you want to live. Excellent advice. Wonder Boy says, damn, I never smoked or drank coffee. My brother's never drank coffee before. He smokes like a chimney, but won't drink a cup of coffee. Second smoking is just as bad. Need to have windows open at least. It's in a basement. There's no windows. I have an air purifier though. Pokemon says, William, I'm obsessed with making pizza. Once I learned that, the key to making a good pie is high temperature. My oven only goes up to 500. So let it heat for about an hour. Pizza comes out so good. Man, you guys need to pull some resources and create the perfect pizza. Let's see. Bismol. Did I pronounce that right? Says, hey man. Hey my friend, how are you? It may be easier for me to say total. One boy says, well, so let's say 200K house. I'd have to have 20K in the bank. Sounds right. Pushpa says, hi, I'm from India. Welcome from India, my friend. I have not been to India, but I love India. Birthplace of yoga, birthplace of Buddhism. But he says, Poke, I agree. I make pizza a lot, and I usually put oven on 500. How long are you cooking it for? Although I guess it depends on the toppings, right? That seems to be a bit of a science. Or do you cook the toppings first, then put them on the pizza? But he says, oops, I read that. William says, same Poker, I am going to be doing the same. I'm reading up on dough recipes and debating trying to get a pizza stone. Start where you are and work your way up. And when you're ready for the stone, you'll have some money saved up. You get the stone. I'm telling you, man, William's Pizza Truck. William Hart's Pizza Truck. Hart's Pizza Truck. Hart's Pizza. Dark Point says, when Yogi was blonde jokes were at their peak, and now he has to deal with bald jokes. Man, I had not even considered my bad luck and timing. Thank you for bringing that up, Erica Point. What's it going to be? What's it going to be when I'm old? I guess I'm going to suffer older. I do get old jokes already. I'm 59, and I already get old jokes. Man, now I'm viewing my life as a series of bad timing events. Which actually aren't that bad, man, when I consider it. I had a childhood in the 70s, which might have been one of the last eras of real innocence. And I had teenage years in the 80s, which was a great era of being wild. Unfortunately, I had drunken years in the 90s. We'll skip over that. I had a rebirth in the 2000s. William says, Goldilocks of Runner Boy's size. Wonder Boy says, bruh. Pokemon says, best temperature is 800. Man, that is hot. But you'd have to buy like an expensive pizza oven or build a wood-burning oven in the backyard, which I'm thinking of doing. Hey, Pokemon, why so hot? Why 800? And how long do you cook it for? Enter Greek says, Bisball's total, hey man, bit respectful. Well, sort of cut people aside. To come from India and you think in terms of American slang, it might sound absolutely the right thing to say. I appreciate you looking after the chat though, Anna Greek. Warner Boy says, I wasn't talking about my height. But he says, give a person your dollar, They have $1 and you have nothing. Give a person an idea, and you both have that idea. Sounds pretty wise. Or you give a person an idea and $1, and now you have the sense of gratification that you've helped someone, and they have $1, and you both share a wonderful idea and the support that goes with it. Finances is my jam. Man, I would say so. You paid off your house at 36. And you, man, the things that you've helped your kids at such young age. Roy says, Poker, where do you live? And a Greek says, this is how I see Yogi. Again, I appreciate the fact that you, I always appreciate when someone has my back. Absolutely. And Anna Greek, you certainly do. You certainly do have my back. Ginger says, I am blonde with a red beard. My beard comes in kind of reddish, or it did. Now it comes in gray. White as hell, race not intended. I get burnt in the shade. Just sunny days. We sat so bad that we drink water like a camel. Yeah, I actually had skin cancer on the back of my neck removed. Rose says, I wish you had our yard, Pokemon. I am stuck in an apartment until April. Anna Greg says, hi, Runner Boy. I am not Yogi, so I accept it. Hey, Stuart, my friend, how are you? Stuart says, hello, Yogi, my brother. Nice to see you, Stuart. You going to be going live soon? I know our friend Signature is going live in just a bit. Enter Greek says, hi, Runner Boy. I'm not Yogi, so I accept it. I think I read that. Eric is much wiser than us. Oh, man, I don't think so. Older, for sure. I am much older. I think, well, my thoughts. There is a collective wisdom that we can all tap into any moment. There's a collective empathy. There's a collective compassion, a collective heart, one mind, and knowledge is shared. We can tap into it, all of us. Sometimes when we all come together, we're all tapping into it at different times. Sometimes I get lucky. Odom says 5'5", 152. You know what, Odom? I thought by your videos that you were actually taller than that. Hey, Eric Lapointe, thank you for saying connected to Buddy, because that reminded me that I am not connected to Buddy, but I am now. So, got you, Buddy. Buddy gives Stuart a thumbs up. Anthony Greek says he has written so many books and their content is very deep. Well, thank you. I'm enjoying reading my first one in the morning. Pokemon says, Anthony Greek, hey man, really? The way I see it, everyone has their interpretation of how things is. And as Anthony Greek says, it's how he sees it. It's not for me to argue how someone sees things. But he says, thank you to Eric. Stuart says, hello, Eric, brother. We have the great fishing community representing here. One of the best things I've ever done on YouTube. Sit down and watch. Sit down and watch Bob stuffing venison sausage, of all things, and get to know him. And then Stuart actually was so welcoming every time I came by, uh, watching Bob fish. And him and I became friends. And now we got so many other good people coming by. Buddy, we got Skeeter, we got Dams, we got Wendy. Um, Absolutely awesome. I love when you stop seeing things as this community and that community and just see it all as community. Man, Stuart was such a huge help getting our friend Dan over 50 home gym so he could do some live streams. And he said he would. That day in the chat, he said, come on over and we'll get you to 50. And he came over, Stuart got him to 50. Enter Greek says, I mean, hey man, imagine I sleep that way to a professor. I think the Enter Greek says, this is how I see yogi. Well, thank you for that, Enter Greek. I think, the internet is such an informal place, though. Hey, I appreciate the hey man much better than Baldy, which I get almost every day. Baldy. Eric, the point is saluting everyone and gets a salute back. Roy says, yes, runner, best to have it established in a bank for a period of time so you can build an interest on it. Wise words from William. Runner Boy says, well, I have a good amount already saved. Going to put some in a savings account. Roy says, Anna Greek Yogi welcomes everyone. Does not take offense how people greet him. This is absolutely true. Focus says, I live in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I was spent a weekend at the Winterfest in 1984. I think it might have been 83. I don't remember much about it. I also live in an apartment complex building and a wood-burning pizza oven in the backyard. Probably wouldn't be a great idea. I don't know, man. I think your neighbors would absolutely love it. I think you would be the most popular neighbor in the entire neighborhood. Runner Boy says, well, Ginger told me how much I need saved to get 200K house. All right. How far behind am I? I am pretty far behind. I thought I wasn't. Where it says, are we looking to speaking with financial advisor runner? Try for money market savers account or high interest savings account. If you will not be buying soon, within a year to 5 years. You can place into a bond or trust that could yield more, but financial advisor for best option. Ed Greek says gingers have freckles on their face, right? Not all of them. A lot of them, but not all of them. I mean, there's red stigmas. I think probably more red-headed women more than red-headed men. I could be wrong about that. Red stigmas all over their face. Yes, some do, some don't. William's been outside of mortgaging for 4 years, so now I'm out of date. 20% payments would hit a 15% per year. All right. Roy says, Boca for shame. I just left Florida to come back to Kansas. Cannot afford to live in Florida. Also could not find work there. Ginger says, buying a house also looked at balloon payment. That's where they get you. people have to finance because it's impossible to come up with. Hey, Jace, how are you, my friend? I'm going to skip some of the financial talk because I don't understand it. So for me to repeat some of the financial stuff would literally be like a parrot offering stuff. It would have absolutely no meaning coming from me. However, I'm glad you're all sharing it, and I'm glad you're helping Runnerboy. Jace says, connected, buddy. Nice. Hey, Tim. Tim says, sup again, Yogi, and everyone in chat. Nice to see you, Tim. Runnerboy was looking at building a new house as well. Nice. Mo says, hey, Adam, sorry I missed you and Stuart. Pokemon says, Jace, how are you, my friend? I couldn't chat on your last live. I gave you a like. Tim says, hi to Jace. William says, welcome back to Tim. Record point is 56205. But I'm 6'4", 220 on camera. It's the beard. It's the hat. He's 6'4", 220 on camera until he takes off the hat. And then he's 6 foot. It's a really big hat. William says, hello, Jace. Welcome in. Jace says, the Pokemon session 2 in the bag for today. $1.2K this evening, 2K, 2.1 this afternoon. For sit-ups, William says, Pokemon, how do you make your dough? Tim says, say to William. Junior says, Runner, that's a lot of debt to consume. Factor your age goals and shit happens. After that, now it is investing into yourself. Sounds like excellent advice. Beer says, so Yogi, B's at a call. Understandable, my friend. Jay says, Eric, somewhat of a state of peaceful momentum. Many things are happening at the moment, and love abundantly driving me. And love is abundantly driving me. Jace, man, I can't tell you how happy that makes me to hear. Jace is firing on all cylinders. Tim says, smack the thumbs up. People, let's show Just Yogi some love and support. Thank you for that, Tim. Very much appreciated. So it appears that I am skipping some comments, and I am. I'm skipping the financial talk, not because I am looking at it, I am reading it. Skipping it not because it's not interesting. I really don't have anything that I could add to it. It's out of my realm. I'm glad that it is people who know helping someone realize what they would like to do. So that's pretty cool. So I apologize if it seems like I'm not, if I'm purposely not reading something. One boy says, no one in Ireland or Scotland can make that much. We just don't get as high job for the same jobs. Well, I think that is... Aren't the prices going to be adjusted for you, for where you are? I think Ginger and William, they're talking American currency, U.S. currency. Hey, Alexandria, how are you? And I'm caught up in the chat, just like that. When Luke and I got married, we rented a townhouse. Actually, it was next to my parents, so I could help with the caregiving for my mother. And then we bought a house couple blocks away. She handled all that stuff. Why Mocha decided to marry me, guys, I have no idea how I lucked into that. One of us says, nope, Ireland housing crisis is worse than the UK for now. For how much is. So I'm looking, they're hopeful Scotland won't be so bad. Ginger says, my wife makes 100K and we still live in our cabin. It's not worth the rat race for our kids' sake. Probably for your sake too, Ginger. From everything that you've said in our past conversations, you're a very keep to yourself kind of guy. Friendly, but I like my area and I like it the way I like it. And I like your area, but I like it over there. One says that is beautiful, Ginger. So that's, my plan as well. The fact that I own a home, of course, it's split with my brother, but which works out well. Means I get to split expenses with him. We split the utilities and the taxes. In theory, it didn't work out that way last year. Boy says, Ginger, most people would say you and your wife are fairly well off with that pay. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially their home is paid off. And he's got property. He's where he loves to be. He's got deer and coyote nearby. Man, does it get any better? We have coyotes nearby. Well, we have coyotes in my neighborhood. I don't see them though. I know they're there. I've heard them. I have neighbors right up the street from me who have them on their webcam. I am roaming the paths and trails through the night. Well, it's actually morning, but it's still dark. I have yet to see one. I saw one at the state park, like 5-minute drive, 10-minute drive from my house. William says, I agree, Runner, even here that is well off. Especially considering, forget the pay, forget that 100K. The fact that Ginger is exactly where he wants to be. That he was able to not just provide for his kids, but he helped them basically have a safety net. Now they can pursue their dreams. Man, Ginger did all right. He did okay. One boy says, yeah, I just want to live comfortably. I don't care to be rich. Yeah, I like my reclusive yogic lifestyle. Literally. In the 90s, and again, a couple times in the 2000s, I'd considered joining a monastery or an ashram. And it never worked out that way. But now I almost feel I'm in the best of all worlds. I have a very quiet, private life, and I still have just the right people who care for me that I get to see all the time. I have 2 cats that tolerate me. I have a loner dog that absolutely loves me. I couldn't ask for anything more. I'm working on here that this will be my little safety net. I don't know if that's possible. I've mentioned that before. I don't know if it is. I know our friend Anything is possible and Stuart are full-time YouTubers, and they have the belief that it's possible for them, so I can do no less but to have the belief that it's possible for me. So, can I earn an income coming here and talking? That's the big question. I'm certainly not going to earn an income being a upper middle-aged bald guy doing burpees in my basement as my brother coughs in the background. There's a limited market for that. I thought that was going to be my thing. I thought for sure that, um, there was a big market. Who doesn't love an upper middle-aged bald guy talking about yoga in his basement? I defy anyone not to hear that description, to watch me do burpees half naked in my basement, and not immediately think, why isn't this guy a YouTube star? But man, the market just isn't there. Jay says Zena has to go out now. Try not to stay up for the later live. Thank you, Jace. Hey, Jace, I'd be interested in hear about the fires that you have in the irons, or is it the irons that you have in the fire? Ginger says that's her income. I sit at home with the kids, no help. I'm not bragging. That is explaining what it needs. Hey, but again, when you talked about your kids, it's a pretty awesome job that you did. Ginger says we all struggle at times. Remember, shit happens. Yep. Jace says we'll try and stay up. That's what I figured, Jace. Wonderboy says, maybe I'll win the lottery. Never gamble, guys. Is it really gambling? I guess it is gambling. William says, I wish I could join a monastery or whatever the other place, ashram, is. Know nothing about it, but I believe you cannot have any depths. And I do, so I cannot. Yeah, a lot of them are that way. Not all of them. You can go to Thailand and join a Buddhist monastery. Burner Boy says, I do have some debt. I'm not debt free. Yeah, I'm working on it. Burner Boy says, yeah, and hopefully I'd make some money off YouTube. Only a little to pay for food. That would be amazing. It would. Man, I've mentioned before, if I earned $1,200 a month on YouTube, I don't know if that's feasible or not. I'll be honest with you. But if I did, that would be for me, it would be the equivalent of over 5,000 a month. It would be close to the equivalent of 10,000 a month. I would actually be living large. I would be, if I made $1,200 a month, I would be smoking Cuban cigars and lighting it with $100 bills. I'd give up being a vegan. I'd start buying steak. Actually, I would stay a vegan and I'd start buying steak and feed it to my cats. That's how rich I would be. Ginger says, Runner Boy, how old are you? Runner Boy says, Sergey, how much you made so far? Let's see. I got monetized at the end of May. Only made a little bit in May. So in June, I got paid for the end of May and all of June. Well, I got my first full monetization in June. So I think I got my first pay in July. And it was about $200, but that was for 2 months. And I've averaged like 120 to one. I think I just got paid yesterday and it was $122. So for the first 2 months, 3 months, I'm all right with that. I'm okay. I mentioned this yesterday. I'm okay with all of it. I'm okay with earning. I look at some of the shorts and some of the videos, and with the ads, I'm getting like 20 cents. A couple of them been like $2 or $3. But man, I'm earning money on something that I lovingly created. I'm earning money by pointing a camera at a squirrel. Can life get any more amazing than that? I'm earning money because of a squirrel, because of a deer, because of a bird. That's, for me, I'm earning money talking about A Course in Miracles, talking about forgiveness, talking about yoga. Can't it get any more completely awesome than that? Let's see. Tim says, got an hour drive home. Have an incredible day, everyone. Much love. Much love to you, Tim. Thank you for hanging out. Roy says I have to get a passport and then be approved to be there. That is probably a long-term life dream. Well, they say in the yogic tradition, the stages of life, you have, childhood, then you have the education, and then you have the job, earning money, then you have family, then you have service, and then you have the life of a renunciate, where you turn within to discover God. I feel like I'm in that renunciant phase. Wife says, let's see. Wife says $1,200 a month is a lot for me too. It's nice to live simply, isn't it? To reduce your needs. There's still luxury items. I love buying books. Wouldn't mind buying a new book a month. That would be my luxury. If I start doing races again, maybe a race, maybe a new pair of shoes on occasion. Wonderboy says, I'd be set for $100 a month from YouTube. Man, it's all nice, isn't it? Earning money from doing the things that we love to do. Man, I'm earning money right now talking to you guys. Assuming you've watched the ads. And if you haven't watched the ads, refresh the page, watch an ad. And I absolutely love talking to you guys. To me, this is awesome. Wonderboy says, still yogi, that's really good for posting videos to random people. I agree, absolutely. Eric Point is laughing. I'm assuming Eric Point is laughing at the Cuban cigars and $100 bills and buying steak to feed my cats. You know what else I'd do? I'd buy a monocle. I don't need a monocle, but man, to truly, truly be a rich person, you need a monocle. If I had a monocle, no one would dare come in here and call me Baldy. They'd say, oh, look at the guy. He's got a monocle. He must be important. We must respect the bald guy. Can't tell you. I can't tell you how much my life would change with a monocle. And maybe, I was going to say almost a top hat, but then it would only make William Hart think about his Mr. Peanut comment that he made. So I'm not going to bring that up. Scratch that entire conversation. Scratch the monocle. Scratch the top hat. Junior says, 23, a lot happens in that period, but you always have time to make money and not depend on government adjustments. My son is 19 and wastes money like a kid. Verna Boy says, I waste money on gym equipment. Verna Boy, because of your YouTube channel, you could see that as an investment. And I wonder if you could write that off. I wonder if I could write off this office space as an expense and my little basement gym as an expense. Wife says, that is unfortunately what I did, Ginger. I did not understand what I was doing or being asked of me and why it would matter. It helped me in being diligent with my efforts. It's part of being young. Hey, Brian, how are you, my friend? Mir says, my prayers for you best, Brother William. Thank you, Mir. William says, I originally said that you were the buff incarnate of or Miss Planners. Exactly. I remember that. Eric Lapointe. See, well, my head's not quite that round, but you get the point. You see that emoji that Eric pointed? You don't want to laugh at that emoji. You want to almost like silently bow your head in a respectful manner and back away slowly. Wonderboy says, I've had a few ads from your main videos. Did you skip them? Man, once you get monetized, you start watching everyone's ads because you know how important it is. It's tough because I like that anti-establishment attitude. I don't always like the fact that what I'm doing is supported by advertisements for some things that I might not necessarily agree with. So almost feel like I'm selling out. However, I'm a sellout. I can live with that. If I'm smoking Cuban cigars, lighting it with $100 bills, hey, call me a sellout. One boy says, Ginger, don't worry, I won't procrastinate my choices. Mira says, how are you, Brother Brian Lane? Boy says, already said it. That's what I get for lagging in the chat. Do you know this TV ad? One boy says, you know this TV ad, Yogi? Mr. Shine. Mr. Shine, we have Mr. Clean. Or Mr. Planners. Where it says, Mr. Clean, Run the Boy, is it different in UK? Run the Boy says, Yogi, I don't pay taxes on that stuff, so I don't need to. Speaking of taxes, yeah, I would have been in a better position. I had to pay I had to pay my share of the taxes as well as someone else's share of the taxes. Last year, things happen. You support your family. But that took a huge, that took about a year of my safety net away from me. So now I'm on my last year of my safety net. Once that's gone, the rug is pulled out from underneath me and I'm free falling. Fortunately, when you're free falling, you learn to fly. Hey, Sniper, how are you? Ginger says you can write it off. Interesting. Runner Boy says, Mira, if you don't mind saying how much you're making a month from YouTube, you get a lot of views on lives. Roy says, it makes me feel you're being presided at a ball or formal event. So I might actually lose, if I had a monocle, I might lose my audience. I might be too stern of a figure. Wonder Boy says, Mira, tax only applies if you make enough to be taxed. Well, they take, YouTube taxes you. They actually take quite a bit. Mira says, Runner Boy, just only $100. I want, that's for my birds. I don't want more of my brother. Man, you know what? Whenever I have these conversations with our friends, I'm always just touched with the sincerity of what they want. Everyone just wants enough. Mir wants enough to support the things that he loves. Man, how absolutely beautiful is that? Let's see. I saw a comment by, there it is. Brian says, I'm okay. Thanks for asking. I'm glad to hear it, Brian. Here it says if it's by month or 2 month. They take something of, you get paid a month, and I'm not exactly sure how it works. So Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. How's your day going, Sniper? Roy says, the tax man takes his taxes, but Ginger is right. You can claim land and write it off, even if you leave it undeveloped. You can eventually sell it. Ginger says, 3,000 a year. As self-employed, if you pay on it, it's a write-off. Man, I know absolutely nothing about any of that. I do my online H&R Block. Usually I don't have to pay anything. Sometimes I got to pay for county, or not county. Sometimes I got to pay for Fed. Stephen says you're not obliged to pay council tax if you look at the fine print, but nobody does. Hard to believe how new, just over 100 years, income tax actually is. Rhea says, hey, brother Sniper, how are you? Runner Boy says, Yogi, it was a clear sky today and raining. Very nice time for a run. Nice. Did you take your Pringles out? Your 2 cans of Pringles? Seppi says, greetings to my friend. Paul Cook is on our kayak. He found some amazing hidden gems about our past, boots on the ground. All right, so just a minute, guys. I got to call it an afternoon. Mira says, Running Boy, I am YouTube for support to others. When they're happy, I feel happiness, brother. Again, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the good people that I've been fortunate enough to join with in a community. In that regard, let's skip over the financial matters for a second if you want. In that regard, as far as YouTube is concerned, I feel extremely wealthy, extremely well off. I certainly have better people than I deserve to hang out with. Mir says, I want to see everyone is happy, my brother. You certainly do. William says, sweet, thank you, Squirrel. Just lost my, let's see, there we go. My YouTube Premium and have to walk my dad's dog. We'll leave background while I change. I'm off. I'm getting ready to head off too. And I'll be back, guys. I'll be back in like 2-ish hours, somewhere around there. It's a great conversation. Runner Boy says, okay, that was no need to be timed out. So after much time of with moderators and me wanting things a certain way, and it just seemed like it was getting difficult. For me, the best thing, I don't question other moderators. Don't question what they do. I'm under the assumption that everyone here is a friend and everyone has the best interest of the conversation. So I don't add my judgment. Don't do this, don't do that. I always tell people I don't care. I don't care what anyone comes and says about me. The only time I'll ever ban someone if they are attacking a friend. For me, no one ever needs to feel that they need to do anything on my behalf. I take it all in stride. Even if it's something really, I'm not going to say my feelings can't be hurt. They certainly can be. You can only hear that you're bald so many times before you're reduced to a puddle of tears at the fate of your bare head. How did this ever happen to me? What have I done in a previous life to deserve this? However, even the things that I do end up taking personally, that's the opportunity. That's the opportunity. Here's a great line from Course in Miracles. I can choose peace instead of this. Anything that comes towards me, I can choose peace instead of this. However, if I keep turning away, then I'm missing that opportunity. Missing that opportunity to choose peace. Ginger says, okay, I will try to be on. Thank you, Ginger. But again, for the moderators, guys, you do what you think's best. And support each other. Ninja says, don't tell me what to do, Mod. Your Mod, not my parents. Yeah, imagine if, the big surprise Luke Skywalker. He found out Darth Vader was his parent. Eric White says, and Tweak says, Ninja, watch more careful with your words now. Eric Point says, another great live. Thank you, Eric. Mir says, another great live with the Sir Yogi family. Thank you, Mir, my friend. Thank you for helping to make it a great live. Chris says, stay blessed, friends. Runner Boy says, Ninja, thank my smart aura. Runner Boy has a large and powerful aura. He's tricking you in. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Runner Boy is full of tricks. He does this whole, oh, it's just a small aura. Go ahead. Go ahead. And then as soon as you're there, bam, he draws you in. He'll draw you in and you'll get this unexplainable urge to do squats with a heavy weight on your back. Let's see. Reaper says, good morning, beautiful YouTube family. Pray for me, please. The foreman said, go take a lunch break. And when you come back, you will be getting your final evaluation. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And it's got to be good. You know it's going to be good. For one, the foreman didn't say, go on your lunch break, and when you come back, and oh, by the way, don't bother coming back. Hey, Lover Toy Pups. Hi, how are you? Hello, my friend. How are you? And you know what? I do love your toy pups. So it's a beautiful banner photo you have. Ninja says, love you, Runner. Runner Boy says, Yogi, you just spoiled the film for me. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that. Sniper says, greetings, Runner. The Burpee Reaper, and Eric LaPointe. Ninja says, laughing at squats. It is a funny word. Runner Boy says, Ninja, the weight of my sins shall weigh heavy on your shoulders. All two of them. All two of his sins. Lover Toy Pup says, we're good, and thank you so much. You're welcome, my friend. It's a beautiful, beautiful channel. Reaper's laughing. Reaper says, thank you, guys. Absolutely. Hey, I'm getting ready to head off. Shut things down for the afternoon. Reaper, if you get the opportunity, come back and let us know how it goes. Ninja says, what sins you talking about, Runner Boy? It's the sins of not squatting heavy enough. ones that will cripple you. Love Our Pups says, love our toy pups. We shared the live. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Sniper says, Ninja, I suggest comments with a positive response to everyone. Nicely said, Sniper. Wonderboy says, toast on cheese is one. Not cheese on toast. Yeah, but you know what? We overlooked that, Runaway. We overlooked that serious character flaw. And we love you anyway, my friend. All right, guys, I got to head out. Fred just says, do your squats and air it out. I don't actually know what that means, but it made me laugh. I love things that make me laugh, and I don't know what they mean. Squirrel says, don't seem shocked, Ninja. Ninja says, what the hell did I do? Stop targeting me, mods. You guys can't take a joke, except Runner. Ninja says nothing wrong. He's a pure soul. Sniper says, your first message was enough. So, Love Our Toy Pups said, hi, how are you? And I missed that comment. I was so happy to see them here that I didn't answer. And to answer that, I am doing well. I'm eagerly looking forward to what our friend, the Burberry Reaper, is going to have to say about his evaluation. I can't imagine, man, Reaper gives everything he's got and everything that he does. So, you know it's going to be good. Eric the Point was pretty funny. Eric the Point is one of those still smartasses. He just slides in under the radar and then bam. Okay, Ninja, I didn't realize you told a joke. Anti-Greek says it did not seem a joke to me. Cypress says, Ninja, all good. Felipe says, will Batman ever beat Superman? Batman has beaten Superman. Batman has beaten Superman more times than Superman has beaten Batman. Return of the Dark Knight. Not the movie, but in the comic. Frank Miller's Return of the Dark Knight. The question is Batman with prep time. Batman with prep time can beat everyone in the DC universe. Runner Boy almost crosses the line. There will be no bad talk of Batman. You all can say whatever you want about Superman and Green Lantern. Sniper says the book. Runner Boy says, we're not going to read that again. If it sinks, air it out. Do the squats. That's sound advice. Superman versus Hulk. No, man, that's a good question. I'm going to have to go with Superman because just strategy. Do you know what I mean? He said he'll think about it. He's smart. Not the smartest. He's not Batman smart. Sniper says Batman one day may lose with Robin getting in his way. That could be. That could be. Tanja says, been listening while cooking, eating dinner. Love the banter. It is fun, isn't it? Excellent point from Squirrel Sniper. Sometimes it's not good to have a sidekick. Trust me. I've been on both ends of that. I've been the sidekick and the sidekicker. You know what I mean. Runner Boy has interesting question. I would say it's more of a question for the Hulk than Superman. Superman can be delicate. As you can tell, I'm a Batman fan. All right. With that, guys, we will finally shut it down. I'll be back in a couple hours. Much appreciate you guys joining me. Love our toy pups. Gives us some heart emojis. Thank you, my friend. Runner Boy says, what if he has an explosive poop? It's a good question. Ginger says, I don't know. I like Hawk. He's got the anger. He's got the strength. He's got the power. But all of that rage can be used against him if someone's smarter. Sniper says, one day the sidekick will want a sidekick of his own. I know where Squirrel Sniper is going with this. Squirrel Sniper, are you saying sidekicks all the way down? Infinite sidekicks all the way down. Felipe says, laters. Laboratory Pup says, we'll try to make it. But thank you. Much appreciated. Sniper says, catch up soon. Hey, enjoy. You said you had the live stream coming up. Enjoy that. Tandra says, bye. Take care, all. Take care, Tandra. Felipe says, he keeps getting stronger. Yeah, that's true. That's an excellent point. And you know what? Ginger has an excellent point. Hulk smash. I think that's the trump card. That's checkmate. Check. Superman smart. Checkmate. Hulk smash. Well played, my friend. Well played. Runner Boy said, and you know I'm serious if I say it twice. But you know I'm even more serious if I rub my beard and I go, well played. Then you know. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. Felipe says Hulk wins. All right. I'm not going to argue with that. Sniper says, beat Hulk with love. There you go. That's the comment to end it for the day. That ends it for the afternoon. Beat Hulk with love. That's the answer. Seriously. All of our problems comes down to love. Absolutely. 100%. Nightmare puts out a heart. Thank you, Nightmare. Man, honestly, you guys are the best. Thank you. Each and every one of you. I'll see you guys later.